Hi, I'm Grace Jo Barn for the Stop Psychotherapy Takeover campaign, and with me is my colleague Joni Elborn.
We are here to ask for your help.
After October 1st, access to the healthcare practitioner, therapist, or holistic treatment you prefer will be severely restricted, even though you are willing to pay for it. And alternative, holistic, energy, and spiritual practitioners, addictions counselors, and family therapists will not be permitted to continue to offer you their specialized assessments and treatments unless they agree to become psychotherapists, even though they don't remotely engage in anything psychotherapeutic. Our Charter of Rights and Freedoms protect our healthcare treatment choices. We need to work together to end this lobby group's efforts to restrict the approaches alternative, spiritual, energy, and holistic healthcare practitioners use. We have rights, but we have to work together to ensure we don't lose them.
We ask all practitioners to act quickly to contribute to this ongoing legal action, because there is no doubt that donating generously to stop this now will prove to be less expensive than losing all you have worked so hard to achieve. The government should not be in the business of regulating the choices and availability of healthcare services. This should be left to the public. Those practitioners who are not efficient and effective are automatically eliminated through natural selection. If you have benefited from natural treatments and either spiritual or addiction counseling, please donate now to help ensure that you continue to have access to the effective holistic services you prefer. For all Ontario citizens who utilize complementary and alternative therapies, please know that we are fighting to ensure that you continue to have free choice in treatment.
Let me explain the issue at hand. The provincial government has made amendments to 3 major acts: the Psychotherapy Act, the Psychology Act, and especially the Registered Health Professions Act, all quietly passed simultaneously in a huge provincial omnibus bill in 2009. These amendments make the assessment and treatment of human disturbances a controlled act of psychotherapy. In other words, only registered psychotherapists will be allowed to assess and treat you for anything. They've done this on the pretext of having to protect the public, when in fact the public has never been harmed by us, and we do not use the medical pharmaceutical approaches to treatment.
Alternative, holistic, and spiritual practitioners do not diagnose or do invasive treatments and are entirely safe. We are not psychotherapists, psychiatrists, or psychologists who do require regulation because they admit that they pose an increased risk of harm to the public. We should not all be pooled together with and regulated by those who approach wellness in an entirely different manner and who are in a conflict of interest.
There are hundreds of different but equally safe and effective approaches when it comes to assessing and treating human conditions. Psychotherapy is just one of many.
Alternative, holistic, energy, spiritual practitioners, family therapists, and counselors of all kinds assess and treat all levels of human issues very successfully. Otherwise, people would not be paying out of pocket in the increasing numbers that we see today.
These holistic practitioners, as well as most family therapists and spiritual and addictions counselors, do not practice psychotherapy or claim to practice psychotherapy. What they do offer are safe, effective modalities, treatments, and mind-body-spirit approaches to healing that are often preferred by the public. The government has been convinced that the public needs protection from us. This is not borne out by the facts. More and more of you are choosing non-conventional treatments precisely because they are safe and they work. Eliminating free choice is not protecting anyone. It's simply empowering one lobby group over all of us. Worse, it is leaving us all with only one approach to healthcare, the medical model.
It may appear that the College of Psychotherapy is telling us they have no intention of regulating alternative, holistic, energy, spiritual practitioners, or family therapists and addiction counselors. But when we read very carefully through the legislative wording and their letters, they also add, as long as we don't assess or treat human disturbances by either verbal or nonverbal means.
They tell us we are free to call ourselves whatever we want. Hypnotherapists, emotional freedom practitioners, neurolinguistic programmers, spiritual and Reiki practitioners, shamans, and so on. But with this legislation in place, we cannot assess and treat without fear of prosecution. To make matters worse, this lobby group has refused to define any of the important terms in the law that they are forcing on all of us. When asked to define the term psychotherapist and psychotherapy, this new college refuses to do so. They advise that they will just take us to court and let the court decide. In the meantime, they will destroy thousands of small businesses right across Ontario.
As Grace said, Ontario has thousands of effective, ethical, and professional therapists in the holistic community, many certified and regulated by associations in both Canada and the United States. Through this new law, however, these practitioners will be prevented from using their training and expertise to help you. Why? Because the College of Psychotherapy wants to manipulate the field of counseling and mental wellness to their own ends.
We need your support now. This is both a political and legal issue. Help us continue to fund the legal action currently underway to end this psychotherapy takeover of counseling and treatments in Ontario, and to ensure the Ontario healthcare system remains democratic. Thank you for your generosity.